Okay, this is kind of an intro to my video where I'm going to be testing selfies. So I should point towards me. I'm using the camera that I will probably use for selfies the most. This is going to kind of cover all kinds of cameras that I own, including the computers. So I'm going to start by talking about the two laptop computers, which is what I would use for Hangouts or Skype calls or any other video chat type situations. They'll be inside videos. That's what they do. Then we'll go to the cameras that aren't working that well as for chat because they don't have a flip-up screen. Then we'll get to those that do have a way for me to see what I'm doing. And then I'll use my tablet and phone, which both have dual cameras, both front-facing and dual-facing, show how well they work. Phone probably is the most easy, but this one I can just pull the SD card out and shove it in the computer, and I can be immediately editing, and it does full 1080p HD video, which all the cameras you'll see are doing full 1080p HD video, because that's what I prefer to start with. Thanks. Now we'll go on to the main view of all the different cameras. This is just a test to show my Dell Studio 1558 webcam. It's not a very good webcam. It's only recording in 640 by 40, but it works. And it's very weird. I'm having trouble figuring out my placement of the screen is kind of lousy. But anyway, here it is. It works about as well as it can. Let's record and see how well this thing works in the set. I haven't actually tried this one before, but find out how well it works. It's interesting. Hopefully the audio and everything else works really well on this one. Okay, this is just to demonstrate a G1W series dash cam being used to do selfies and other type of videos. I left the date and timestamp running on the bottom because I mostly use it as a dash cam while it's running down the road, and I want the date and timestamp to be visible on there in case something happens. So if you were actually using it as a cheap camera, you can get them for $50 to $65, kind of depending on which model you get, and then plus put a card in them. They are an okay 1080p video camera, but they're not anything great. But they're free. I mean, they're cheap. Not free, I don't know why I said that. They're cheap. And like right now, I'm running this thing on an external battery pack. So there you are. You can see me. You can hear the video quality, and you can tell it's any good as a camera. And it'll certainly get you started if you're trying to make your own videos. This particular one did come with the cable. This is my fancy Panasonic camera. It's a DMC FZ70. It's a very nice camera, but it does not have a swing out LED screen, LCD, so I can't actually see what I'm doing. So I have to just point it to my face and hope it looks good. Let's see if we put it up a little higher. This should probably look better. I won't know how well this video or audio comes out until I'm done. And of course we've got noisy vehicles behind us because the campground is getting emptied out after the Independence Day weekend. This is a Nikon Coolpix P510 camera, using it for testing out selfie video. It is a 42x zoom 16 megapixel camera that does 1080p video, but doesn't have a swivel out screen, so I can just kind of point it towards me and hope I'm getting a good video. And I'll find out here in a minute how well it works. This was my main camera for a long time, but I didn't need to do selfies, so I don't know how well it worked. This works. This is my Nikon Coolpix S6800 pocket camera. It's a little teeny camera that does not have a swivel out screen, so I can't see. Other than all I know is I'm looking straight at the lens, and well, hope it's reasonable. Probably should hold it level. It does full HD video. We'll see how good the microphone is for selfies. It's a nice little camera. It's compact. I can put it in my pocket. It does a 12x zoom. It doesn't have the largest lens in the world, so it's not going to pull in strong light, but it's really, really comfortable. Let's see how well it's doing when I look at this on the computer screen. This is my Panasonic Lumix ZS35. The nice thing about it is designed. It actually has a very nice flip-up screen so I can see exactly what I'm doing. Hopefully this video comes out pretty well and I can actually see, okay, there it's cutting off the top of my head, there I'm swinging around, I can actually see exactly what I'm getting. That's really nice. It's probably my preferred camera for doing selfie video because it's a camera, it's got a zoom, it's got other things. I mean, the phone works, but I can put this on a tripod, which I'm not doing at this moment, but it's really comfortable to use for that purposes, and then I can turn around and film other things with the camera. And this, there, putting it back up to a perspective most people see. This is the camera I'd probably use for most of my animation. This is my Google Nexus 10 tablet, using the front-facing camera instead of the rear-facing camera. We'll see how the audio comes out. I haven't actually tried this before. This looks pretty good. This might be, it's nice and compact. I've got it in a little case so I don't have to hold it. Might be pretty good. This is using my Samsung Galaxy Note 3 front-facing camera. The camera is kind of it's to the side, so it always feels a little strange. And of course, as soon as I start recording, people start moving around and you probably can hear vehicles in the background. But it's actually probably a very good camera for displaying all I want. Okay, here's what the various cameras look like. That's the Panasonic Lumix DMC FC70. That's my main everyday camera. There's my Nikon Coolpix P510. There's the G1W dash cam with an external battery pack and cable sitting next to it, which is what that's for. And there's the Panasonic DMC ZS35, which is the one I made most of the filming with, just to show you what they look like. I did a little video where I showed all the cameras, including the one that I'm using, which is but I used this camera to do it. This is the little tiny Nikon Coolpix S6800. It's a very nice little camera. It starts fairly quickly. That's not a very large lens. It zooms in and out to 12 times, which is not a lot, but it's small, it's lightweight. You can see it doesn't take much room in my hands, and it'll record 1080p video. So what's the my main camera is this one, which is a Panasonic Lumix FC70, which has got a 60x zoom. Very nice camera, but the screen is stuck back here. Can't do anything, just like on the little Nikon, so you can't see what you're doing, but it's got a huge zoom. It goes out to the equivalent of 1200 on a 35mm, so it's very nice. And the last camera is this one, which I've had for a long time, which is a Nikon Coolpix P510, which has been replaced by the 520 and I think then by the 600 series. And it's a 42x zoom camera that's got a reasonable zoom too, but it's had a couple quirks to it that drove me crazy, and so I bought the Panasonic and I'm using it most of the time. But it has this, its LCD folds and does nice things, so I can be holding it above my head and see what I'm seeing, or I can be looking down and see what I'm seeing, but it doesn't fold out so I can see what I'm seeing going the other way. This is the Panasonic Lumix ZS35 in live mode. So you're seeing me holding the little camera. You can see it live view on the screen. I've got it on a tiny little tripod just to have something. You can see our lovely tow car behind it and the motorhome behind that. But this is just to show the camera with the lens extended and in working order. I'm using it like a lot of people use a GoPro, except I can't get it wet and things like that. Of course, now that you've seen them all, you can see that let me adjust this a little bit. For some reason it is swung down. Right there. And you can see that use what you've got. Use what's available. And if you make some money on YouTube, if that's what you're trying to do, once you make enough money, you can buy better equipment. You can make more videos if you're like me, who really doesn't care. Use what you got. Just because, why spend any extra money? And if people think your videos are lame or not very useful, they won't watch them. They won't subscribe. And since I'm not monetized, it's not a biggie. I wear a wild Hawaiian shirt. I get to camp out in nature. This is a very nice campground in Washington State, which is where we're originally from, and I'm enjoying it.